Welcome to Mai Tai Gaming. We're continuing our playthrough of Grand Tacticians: The Civil War with the AOM mod. At the end of the last episode, we had just won a major victory in Springfield, Arkansas, with the new commander PGT Beauregard over the Western Army. The Union had been moving other forces in that direction now, some possibly reversing course that had headed from the west east. With the last episode, I want to apologize for the audio at the end. Got a little bit loud. I did not realize that until much later. Also, I'm going to try and work the rest of this series before the 25th of August so that we can start fresh when the Whiskey and Lemonade update comes out. I'm very interested in that. So with that being said, it is March 27th of 62. I expect this will be a little bit more active, but we are missing a policy as we just finished Conscription Act 1. I'm tempted for Militia Act 3. Halt cotton trade, I have really very little interest in. I don't think we're going to get European intervention. That's something a bridge we can cross at a later date. I don't think we need to arm civilian ships, although I kind of want to. We are at BBB minus, so I think beginning the government funding section and working our way down that tree will be profitable for us. As far as projects go, looks like we have a few available. Let's see. I'm not going to do the cavalry reform yet. I want to get the infantry done first. The artillery, multiple batteries into battalions or even brigades. I think this is going to come in handy simply because we have so many batteries. So I am going to do the artillery reform. Confederate gunboats, organization reform. I say we're going to hold off on this till April. We're only 3 weeks out. Let's go ahead and start that process. We do have the option of getting the Sharps rifles. These are probably the best rifles overall in the game. I don't know that we'll be able to produce too many of them, but I do think this is something that may be worth getting. We do seem to have plenty of funding right now, almost $6 million. So how much is Sharps going to take? 3.8. Yeah, that's worthwhile. Let's go ahead and do Sharps, and we'll exit this. Head to the military tab in the weapons. Alright, we've got these, the Sharps carbines and rifles. 375 yards at 7.5 rounds a minute and mediocre accuracy. I don't think we're going to get too many of these into action, but I'll order 2,000. The Sharps carbines, also mediocre accuracy, only 285 yards, but 8.3 rounds a minute. I say we start with 1,000 there. And that's our weapons purchases. As far as our fleets, we have completed the brigs. We are still working on the ironclad gunboat rams. They seem to be... it doesn't have an under construction. It says 0 days. I wonder if that'll update when we get going. But we'll let those build out. Alright, now that we have proper command structure, the first thing I would like to do is recruit a new army in the great state of Tennessee. And we're going to replace him with Albert Sidney Johnston. And to that, we are going to switch this up so it's just Tennessee. Hardy will go under this. Crittenton and Polk. So now we have, and of course he's going to start in Memphis. I think we move Johnson over here to Nashville. Let's go ahead and put him on a train, if that's practical. All right, so he's commanding 37,000 troops, 79 guns. Most of that is under Hardy. Secondly, let's go ahead and Western Army. Come on. Yes. Major General Beauregard. I'm going to replace him. And I think with Earl Van Dorn this time. And we are going to recruit a new army in, I think it's going to have to be Arkansas. All states, okay. So it's not going to let us do it in, it would let us recruit an army in Maryland? That's weird. Be in Arkansas, Beauregard, and then we will transfer. And we will select all. And select Missouri and Arkansas. And Beauregard, Western Army goes under your command. Sterling Price and Pike. Okay, so Beauregard, I need to get you moved up to Springfield. We are building that depot here. 13 days. So I give Beauregard time to get up there. But it also shows us now that we have almost 18,000 troops. Finally, over here, the Army of the Potomac, which has all of these batteries, which will probably end up combining a lot of them. But Johnson can then get upgrade Corps to Army. So we'll hit that. All right, and then we'll go back to all. Okay, he's in here somewhere. Army of the Potomac, yes. And we're going to begin the transfer process. And we're going to select Virginia. Yeah, let's get it here. Department of Northern Virginia. Okay. So, that is 86,000 Confederates. Actually, fairly historically correct. As you can tell, this is just a nightmare. Kind of need to make this real eventually, but I kind of want to get through the Union's first offensive before we change too much. One thing I think we should do is start combining some of these batteries. Western Florida, we are going to, let's go ahead and center on them. Western Florida, almost 10,000 troops. If I can, there we go. And we have Fort Pickens with 616 troops. Let's make a move there. Don't think we need too much reorganization elsewhere. We'll let Beauregard get into action. Yep, we definitely have quite a few armies here. So 2,700. We could quickly straight. That would be Leavenworth, Kansas area. St. Joseph. St. Joseph's a little bit further north. Army of the West retreated to Jefferson City. Department of the West and Army of Mississippi. So that's our real threat. That's 16,000 troops. That would be a fight. Now that we've got the Army of the West here, the Indian forces, I think, will remain the same. I don't like this, and let's move some things around here really quickly so I can get my cavalry in one regiment, artillery's separate. So at least my infantry is now grouped together, cavalry's grouped together. I would like to add, if possible, here. Oh, wow, 17,000 Kentucky Volunteers. The draft is actually a relatively small number of troops. We have 14,000 volunteers from Missouri, so I'm going to recruit something from Missouri here also. But we're going to add some troops from, and Arkansas is where it should be. We'll start the brigades at 2,000 men. It's approximately what they would have mustered out at, even at 3,000 man complement. Let's go ahead and get a Arkansas commander. Hindeman. Well, we'll go ahead and get him in command. And then Missouri. Let's add... These are all... They're saying infantry brigades. But really, they're more regiments. I think we go ahead and begin maybe to combine these. So 6th and 4th, 1,500 there. We'll go with you. So 2,000, 1,500, 887. I maybe. But I do want all, please. Missouri. Let's get some infantry. Are you... Your home state is Missouri. Let me just make sure I don't have anyone better. Ooh, Little. Yes, probably one of the few professional commanders out here. Quantrill may make a good commander at some point. Okay, so that's 6,500, 22,000 once this musters out. Yeah, let's go ahead and combine the batteries here. And we will add some batteries also. Let's go ahead and muster out from Louisiana. And okay, that we need to replace. And let's go with, just double check to see if we have infantry, artillery. So Nichols, Francis Nichols. And then for the Missouri State Guard, excuse me. Let's go Missouri, artillery, and recruit that force. We'll replace you also. Once again, someone here at the bottom. Tempted. Let's go with Frank Gordon. And we'll replace the artillery pieces. Let's go with some Iron Napoleons. For the field guns, I'll go with a rifled. Let's go with Parrots. Here we have Napoleons, so let's go with the Jameses. Trying to mix up my rifled and smoothbores. Alright, so Beauregard, 22,500 troops and 42 cannon. Let's let that force get settled in. Okay, the Union seems to be congregating in Indiana. The forces they seem to have heading towards Springfield have pulled back, including this new Missouri Reserves with 16,000 troops. The Army of the Kanawha, which is also just created with 11,000, they all seem to be heading for Indianapolis. And I am not sure what that is in response to. Mexican intervention escalates. The European intervention into Mexico is turning into an invasion. Reports indicate that the British and Spanish forces in Mexico are already withdrawing after realizing the French are not there to only collect payments of debt, but to conquer the whole country. The British fleet under Commodore Hugh Dunlop has moved to extract the small force of British troops and Spanish General Juan Prem's force of some 7,000 men is also moving to embark. What remains is the French Expeditionary Corps under General de Laurens, which is preparing to move inland to capture Mexico City. The French ambition to conquer Mexico would also open a line of supply to the Confederacy, and it is said that Emperor Napoleon III wishes to open a trade route to Texas in order to control the European cotton trade. Any other support for the Confederacy remains questionable, but if French plans succeed, we could see a French-controlled Mexico as a neighbor to the Confederacy within months. Okay, so the armies that I was speaking of gathered in Indianapolis and all seem to be beelining towards Tennessee. So with that, I am looking to begin to move and concentrate my forces. We'll move Polk also. So Hardee has 19,000 men, Polk 13,000. I'm going to leave the Army of Eastern Tennessee in place just in case. See, and they're approaching Bowling Green. Here they come. All right. Polk is not near. But what am I facing? 6,500, 16,000 against Hardee's 19,000. They are regulars. Before we get into this battle, let's upgrade some weapons. Okay, Buckner definitely gets a poor rap. And then, of course, Hardee, the training officer of the Confederacy, one of the better officers. All right, and Johnson's in the area. We do have supply. I wonder if our naval squadron might slow these guys up. Ooh. 16,000. So it's 33,000 troops. All right, I'm going to allow a battle for Nashville. Oh, they crossed around me. Can't not stop them. Missouri Reserves did not cross. Okay, here comes Hardee. As a corps, he might move Johnson. Okay, he did not make it. We are facing 33,000-ish with our 19,000. This should be a fighting withdrawal. I'm not looking for a major defeat here. And their forces are pretty much all on the field, so see you guys in the battle. Okay, so we will be fighting on the Murfreesboro Battlefield. It looks like the enemy is coming down the Nashville Turnpike and the Lebanon Turnpike. Our goal is to defend, they're giving this the Gresham and Franklin Road, so Gresham Lane is our official objective. It is all of these forces' first battle. The enemy can come down this way also and hit us from behind. Otherwise, that's why I don't want to move up here, because it would be very easy for them to begin crossing here. I do think we can line some troops up along this and hope that that's where they're assaulting from. So let's go ahead and begin placing some troops. On this fence line. over here. The hopes that I can find some clear ground for artillery. There we go. And we will set these forces. Cavalry, I am dismounting. I am intending to use them all as infantry or as mounted rifles. So I am going to set, I'm going to try and spread out some of these units as a mobile reserve. The center of my line is going to be anchored here with the ability to reinforce. All right, let's go ahead and see what the Union is going to bring. Let's get rid of this. So right now our position very spread out, but I believe flexible. I would hope that they're going to come straight down here and hit that. I can call in the reserves from both sides to reinforce. This can close up easily, and this can swing, is kind of my plan. Don't really, Johnson, I don't really want you to die yet. Let's move some of her. Yeah, Hardy, please don't die. Johnson, stay with him. Alright. We do see a little bit, oh no. We've opened fire. Where do we have the enemy? Because I don't see them. Oh. Okay, so the Union is attacking from 3 different directions. My mobile reserve should probably head in this direction. I'm going to send the Napoleons that way also, so they have some artillery support. Okay. Do see them continuing moving on the Wilson Turnpike and towards the objective directly. If that is the case, then I'll pull these forces back and refuse my line. Let's go ahead and move you this way. Move you this way. Yeah, let's go ahead and start that process, shortening the line. Get our artillery out of there and on some sort of bluff. Let's move you this way also. I don't know what range of motion or range of fire they have. Let's speed things along a little bit. If they have a full corps with infantry, I'm not going to be able to hold them with cavalry. Let's move Forrest over here maybe. And that is something. Let's get on the creek bed. They're good. Please and thank you. Please and thank you. And you are okay. Do you have any? Let's move you back here, actually. Okay. It is 6 p.m. So I'm not sure we're going to get... Yes, there's the end of the day. Troops resupplied. Deployment. Okay. I'm still expecting some sort of attack here, along with some sort of attack, probably in through these woods, maybe this direction. So let's set up how we were moving. Yep. And let's see here. I need something over here, but I need some infantry over here too. So we move an infantry brigade there. Let's shore up our lines. Let me set the artillery here. I'm going to move Fry here. Forrest, you're going to be my extreme right. This cavalry unit back here. I need that. Yeah, I need the artillery. Set you up over here. Just in case they do come at my left flank, that'll have the cavalry. This is going to be a tough battle no matter what. This is the deployment I'm going with. Speed things along. The Union does have to assault. I do have some defense. I am going to issue a blanket order for long range. Okay. One thing I do not like is this. Or that. Okay. Now I need to move my forces. Don't really have a reserve at this point. They are able to come at an angle, which is not ideal for me. Baldwin, can you move forward? I might have to move my line. Yeah, I'm going to move my line forward here. Orphan Brigade, you are in reserve. This artillery, let's add you back here. Bowling Green Militia and Forest. I'm going to set you here. I'm not as worried as something over here anymore. And how are we doing? We are opening fire with Simpton's Brigade. Okay. Ooh, that had to be a pretty good volley. So we are facing what seems like a lot of cavalry on this side. That might work in our favor. Alright. Okay, they are marching. I need you guys double time. And double time. And you guys lay down. Do not need this second brigade laying right into... Oh. That's a good move by the AI, though. In all fairness. They saw the opportunity to outflank me into position tactically, and did so. Now, I'm about to do the same to them. And almost be behind them. Hopefully the rest of those troops are moving. How are we looking over here? Alright. 1st Louisiana Cavalry is getting nervous. Got you moving. This is Forest. Okay. Oof. Alright, so we've driven off one. I'm going to have to move and begin to advance here, but I think we've got the upper hand. Slightly. Forest? Before that gets here, please charge that. Alright, what do we got? This is I need to move you here. They're moving all around my position. So we've broken here. Okay, that was kind of to be expected. Alright, Orphan Brigade, please move this direction. Fry, I think we've got that now. Alright, this is a bunch of cavalry. If we can rout a lot of this, I think we'll be in a pretty good shape. Let's advance the 9th CS Infantry. Oh, come on, Forrest. I know you want to charge. You always do. Alright, Simpton. This is one of those times I need some rally. Okay, we've driven them off. Can I get some skirmishers deployed? Ooh, Marmaduke's only lost... Cannot deploy skirmish. Too close. Okay. What have I got? Oh, nice. So we've driven off. These have got to be green brigades that they're, or green units that they're attacking me with. Let's see here. This is almost stabilized. Yeah, I've got skirmishers going out against their artillery. Cook. Let's move you this way and you this way. Fry's moving. Simpton of the... Oh, that's Simpton's brigade. The Orphan Brigade is moving into action. Forrest drove off that artillery. Alright, I am not... You're gonna break. Well done. Well done indeed. The 1st Kentucky. They deserve some battle honors. Alright, you guys are firing. How is the 9th doing? Pretty good. Alright, Kentucky Militia, advance. Forrest, turn this way and dismount. Orphan Brigade's coming into view. Please advance there. Alright, you're a little unsupported. Go ahead and get you guys in the corner. You guys over here. Brown's Brigade. Let's move you this way. These Jameses, much more commanding over here, it looks like. Pillow Flying Battery. Mobile battery, unit speed 50%. Can we get you over here? Alright, Louisiana and that party, rally. Please rally. And then I need Baldwin to advance just a touch. Greg's already firing into them. And they're outnumbered 2-1. I like those odds. I like where we're at. 3rd Confederate Infantry, please advance over here. Can you guys actually get on that fence line? How's this end doing? I mean, they're holding their own still. Let's go ahead, advance, and advance, advance, and Orphan Brigade, come up behind them. Or that's, yeah, that is the Orphan Brigade. And they already have Disciplined Line Infantry. Cohesion increases 9.5% faster. Okay. 9th Tennessee. These cavalry units are really making me proud. They're holding. I'm assuming we ran this force off. Can we get you guys to go after the next artillery? Alright, let's take a look at the strategic situation. Oof. Okay. I need to get Cook out of here, because that frees up 2 of my brigades. Yep, you go. Yes, yes, yes. That's a lot of artillery. Okay, Cook is broken. Let me go ahead and begin marching you guys this way. Johnson, on the hill, please. Bushrod, take command of your troops. Hardy, I know you're trying to rally them, but move on. And let's get the 1st Kentucky Artillery on a little bit better ground. Okay. Forrest, kind of want you to move over. Ooh, 9th CS Infantry. Right, we've driven off enough here. Let's go ahead and do that. Fry, come on up. You guys are going to be right there too. You guys are on the fence line. You're moving. You're feuding with me. We're feuding with Bushrod Johnson. As long as you move, I'll be fine with it. Broken, and where's our others? Yeah. Hardy, told you to move. Get up here and command your troops. Skirmishers. Enemies retreating. We have won the Battle of Nashville. Can I mount you up and send you this way? Nathan, can I mount you up and maybe send you into the fray too? I don't know that we're going to get there in time. It'll be interesting to see the final casualties on this. I'm glad I spread my line out to begin with so that I could react. The cavalry forces held their own, some taking 50% casualties. So this is a minor victory against Palmer. 2,700 to 1,500. Let's take a look. Department number 2. So it's looking like maybe Buckner's division. The 6th Texas Cavalry. That's 500 casualties inflicted. Absolutely brilliant. 1st Kentucky Cavalry did very well. 9th CSA Infantry did extremely well. These guys, I mean, that's solid performance. Excellent job all around. Victory at Nashville. Army of Kanawha fleeing in panic. Excellent. Yeah, there are 19,000 defeated, some 33,000 federal troops. That was, I consider that a great victory. 1,000 rifles and 10 guns captured. We do have our prisoner camps, so 543 prisoners added. with that, stunning victory. I did not expect to actually win that. I thought we would just get overwhelmed by numbers, considering it was everyone's first engagement. But with that, we'll finish this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.